Hey guys, George from SME here, and today we're going to do a deep dive into SME's first BI quadrant, which is data storage and processing. Now, data storage and processing is the heartbeat of a lot of organizations' BI deployments because you need to store data somewhere, and usually you don't just store it in one place. Sometimes you have different use cases that call for different ways to have your data be stored, whether it be a database, a data warehouse, or a data lake. So I'm going to show you how SME is using different tools and partners to provide these solutions for our customers in the best way possible. So let's go ahead and back out and go into the presentation, and let's go into the quadrant. So again, databases, data warehouses, and data lakes are usually the top three different ways to store your data. And let's just go ahead and start with the first one, databases. I'm pretty sure that almost every company has a database. The thing is that legacy databases are now becoming outdated because data is growing at an alarming rate. Gigabytes turns into terabytes and now are turning into petabytes. And the thing is that with these growing demands for data, there's also a growing need for speed. So this is where SME partners with MemSQL to achieve both the scalable nature of the data. It doesn't matter if your data is a million rows or a trillion rows. We're able to ingest it into our database and query on it in real time. So we get sub-second query results. Real-time ingest is the perfect match for a database in transactional processing. And the best part is that it's not a NoSQL, it's not Hadoop, it's actually just ANSI SQL that you can use, so all your DBAs are able to use it, no problem. And one of the cool things about MemSQL is that you can store data on both disk and in memory. So while you can do the transactional processing, you also have the flexibility to do the analytical processing as well. So both types of workloads within the same database. It's no wonder why I call MemSQL the Swiss Army knife. And the best part is that your data can be stored on-prem in the cloud. You can manage it yourself. You can have the MemSQL managed version, which is called MemSQL Helios. And you can also deploy in containers using Docker and Kubernetes. So really flexible in being able to deploy wherever you need it. And with all of the benefits that I mentioned before, MemSQL is really truly the database of now, and it's going to be here for a while. So let's go ahead and dive into the second region, which is data warehousing. So the benefits of data warehousing is the ability to be able to consolidate all of your data into one system and then create data marts as well as archives for your data. And in the more recent years, there's been a shift from on-premise data warehouses to cloud data warehouses. And the one that's, I would say, is leading the pack and is the newest partner of SME is Snowflake. So let's go ahead and look at Snowflake and what makes it so special. So you're modernizing your data infrastructure by moving all of your data to one of the most trusted cloud providers, whether that be AWS, Azure, Google Cloud. Your data is going to be secure, and you're able to consolidate all of your data. It doesn't matter if it's coming from a database, a data lake, an API. You're able to push it all into Snowflake, model it, get it ready, and create these data marts where you're able then to feed your downstream application. But where Snowflake really shines is through the use of auto-scaling technology and separating storage from compute. So I mentioned archiving. What if you just need to have data that exists in the data warehouse, but you're not accessing it? Well, you only pay for storage. There's no compute to be paid for. And then when you have data that's maybe being transformed and getting ready for your applications or accessed, let's say that only happens between 9 and 10. Well, you're only going to get charged for 1 hour as opposed to a day. And that is where customers are seeing huge cost saving benefits by moving to Snowflake away from the legacy cloud data warehouses. And the best part is that with the auto-scaling technology, if your workload requires more compute resources, you're not just going to be stuck there. You're able to easily do that automatically without the need of a developer to go in. So Snowflake, there's no doubt in my mind that it is amazing technology and it fits so perfectly within a lot of companies' BI stack. So then finally, we have the storage data layer or the data lake. So when we talk about data lakes and the storage layer, there's a lot of different options, and it really depends on your cloud provider. Now, SME partners and works with AWS, but we also do work in Azure and Google Cloud. So each of these has an object store. In Amazon, it's called S3. Azure has Blob. Google Cloud has their storage. And what these allow you to do is offer a lightweight low-cost solution for storing data of any type. It doesn't have to be relational data. It doesn't have to even be semi-structured data. It could be unstructured, like video files, pictures, Word documents, whatever. You can store any file that can be stored on your computer inside of Object Store. And one of the best parts about this is that if it is data that can be ingested into a database or a data warehouse, they have fast mechanisms to get that data into those systems. MemSQL has pipelines, which are essentially real-time, as well as Snowflake has real-time snow pipes where you're able to load that in. Almost every application that you're going to hear I talk about over the next few videos has a S3 connector, which is a great way to be able to essentially connect to data sources. And if you want to use your data lake as more of an archive, you have different options of pricing tiers based off of how often you're going to use that data. If it's readily accessible, you're probably going to want to use S3. If you're never going to touch it, like it's an archive or a backup, use S3 Glacier for greater cost advantages. So this is very well bundled with SME's hosting solutions. So we will be able to manage your servers so that you don't have to worry about the administration of your applications, but we also provide a staging area for your data so that way it is right next to your applications that you need. So that's all I've got for data storage and processing, guys. So let me go ahead and bounce back to my screen. And what we're going to cover next is very well related to storage and processing, and that's data integration and automation. So this is essentially how do we get data from point A to point B, and if we need it to be specially placed in point B in some manner, we're able to automate that. We're able to get that data and create these robust data pipelines. So look out for that video. It should be coming out soon. But in the meantime, if you want to learn more about SME, you can go to our website at smesgroup.com, where you can find a lot of articles, knowledge bases, blogs, videos, and you can even reach out to us directly. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I hope to see you in the next video. And until next time, have a good one.